I'll get on to this. I'll get on to this bit.
What do I think of?
Yes, my bit for this evening. Thank you. We propose a toast to you. It's a bit like the best man speech. You do that later, do it. It's all this protocol and stuff. I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. But I was told that my bit in this was the neeps and the speaks. Right? I had to do the neeps and do a bit of speaks.
Okay.
So the neeps, first of all. The neeps. Did you like the neeps? The neeps? Okay. Have you ever tried getting neeps? The peasant food in a city with the lowest peasant per population profile in the world. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. There aren't enough peasants here to sustain good root crop supply. I had to go scouring the highways and byways of Hong Kong with my gunny bag, like a post-apocalyptic survivor, looking for turnips. Have we got any turnips? And I said, going around to all of these peasant supply places like 360 and City Super. Yeah. Oliver's said they could get them in 2 weeks, but I think they'd have to go and rampage through a Macedonian village first and then have them air freighted in. So I hope you enjoy your turnips, not parsnips, turnips and neeps tonight. And as you did, just think about those poor Macedonian villagers who are going hungry this evening, and also the fact that in the cost of the lost labour of scavenging for these things, the cost of the air freight, also the damage to the environment. Each turnip probably had a carbon footprint the size of a cabbage field, if that's not an oxymoron. And they cost about $28.50 per mouthful, so I hope you did enjoy it. Those neeps. And then, so after the neeps, I thought the easy bit will be the speaks. Just got to go online, Google, what's it called? Immortal Memory? I thought it was Immoral now, I've heard of Moral Memories. Immortal Memory, just got to Google that, download it, print it off, put on a funny, strange accent, talk a bit like Sean Connery, Ewan McGregor, talk with some about nippy sweeties and reeking this and reeking that, and it'll be fine. But I Googled it, bugger all. Nothing there. It doesn't exist because no one's written it yet. I will do by next year. There's going to be the Immortal Memory next year. The Immortal Memory is, as you pointed out, a speech. It's a friggin' speech. Not only that, it's meant to be a long speech, 35 minutes, so they say. I went to I googled the world's most famous Scotsman.com. It comes up with this guy called Ken Murray or something. His is the best speech of all time and the best Hong Kong tradition. I thought, well, I'll just steal it and just pass it off as my own, as you do. And he says, 35 minutes. I don't think I'll be speaking for 35 minutes. I'll be a wee bit unpopular.
You're getting pretty close already, Rob.
So what I meant to do... I haven't actually started the speech yet, have I? It's like one of those Billy Connolly things. He never actually tells a joke. He just runs on and on and on. But he's funny.
You are similar to Billy Connolly. You already like it.
Good. I like that. Were you recording when he says I'm like Billy Connolly?
The accent a bit.
Okay. So anyway, the reason for this speech, if I finally get onto this speech and start the speech, is that it's meant to be the relevance of Robbie Burns, the relevance to our lives today, how he impacts our lives, my life, what he means to me. Very little, really. What Robbie means to me, Robbie Burns, when I think of Robbie Burns, what he means to me, I think of Robbie Burns, I think of sex with Russian women.
Why?
No, for no particular reason. I think of sex with any women. Sex with Russian women. Robbie Burns means sex with Russian women. I'll read a bit of Robbie Burns first, and then maybe explain why. Red Rose. And my love is like a red rose that's newly sprung in June. And my love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tune. So fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, that I will love thee still, my dear, till a' the seas gang dry. Till a' the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, and still I'll love thee still, my dear, while the sands of time shall run. Now, I didn't actually read that because I know it off by heart. Why do I know it off by heart? Because I want to have sex with Russian women, obviously. Well, there is a small story, a very quick story. Years ago, I was a language student, studying Russian in Liverpool, which is not really Russian, but anyway, in Liverpool. And then 3 months.
Did you write Less
Expressive? No, but I met the girl. Okay. No, I didn't. And for 3 months, studied in Minsk. So I'm studying in Minsk. And there was a girl there, Svetlana, she said, I went to Svetlana, and she comes up to me and she says, Robert, I said, da, because I've been studying it for 3 years by then. I said, da, she says, how is your burns? She says, how is your burns? I said, well, since the ointment, not too bad. Hey, she's not like you, I do not like your bourgeois humor. Anyway, she says, do you know any Burns? Of course I know Burns, I said, of course I know Burns, who is a good-looking woman, that Svetlana. I definitely wanted to get into her objet. which Russian students will know that that's a very warm and inviting place to be on a cold Trossack night. Objet GTA being obviously a student hall of residence. So that's how I learnt, and very quickly, in one quick evening, my love is like a red rose. Anyway, I never actually did get into her objet GTA, but maybe I should have tried it in Russian. So my parting thought is...
To do it in Russian?
Do it in Russian. I should have tried it in Russian. But before that, there's one other bit from this speech. I was going to rip off Mr. Len Murray, or whoever he was, the world's famous Scotsman. But his was crap. He had a crap speech. It was boring. It was full of like big words and all sorts of stuff. And he says, apart from Robbie Burns, there were, of course, Scotland's other great poets, like Alan Ramsay, Robert Ferguson, Ettrick Shepherd. Never friggin' heard of them. Anybody heard of them? Never heard of them. It must be crap.
Who's the first one?
I don't know. Shepherd, Ferguson, Ramsay. I said, darling, I can't come home tonight. I have to go down to Wanchai. We're practicing the Scottish reel for the forthcoming Ferguson night. No, that wouldn't work. Will you be going to the Shepherd evening? Or, darling, come on, get your hiking boots on. Bernard wants to take us up the mountain for another bloody Shepherd night. No. But a Burns night it is. Anyway, I leave you with my love is like a red rose in Russian. It's a long time since I've spoken this. Моя любовь это как красная роза, что это новый взрослый в июне. Моя любовь это как мелодия, очень совсем красивая. This is like Pushkin meets, what's the name, isn't it? Pushkin meets Burns. Вы так красавица, мой голубчик, я вас люблю так сильно, я всегда буду вас любить до конца времени. Thank you very much.
Oh, well done. Brilliant. That was fantastic, Rob. Thank you so much. Not only will that be an immortal memory, but it's also going to be an unforgettable immortal memory. Thank you indeed. And